Hey guys, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Ferris Makes Emulators. Thanks for indulging me in those Logic Coma soundtracks. Today's going to be another day of digging for this bug, although I did come up with some other stuff that I want to try, which should hopefully at least tell us if we're pointed in the right direction or not. So need a little pick-me-up before the stream, so I thought I'd play that. I might start making that a thing, because at least it's music that I know that I can play out without ever getting in trouble for it. Although, you guys will probably get sick of the songs after enough of those plays. Anyway. Reading the chat. By the way, hi to all you guys. This was a lot more active before streaming than usual, so this will be a longer list. Local hoster, Rep, Not Mad Moose, Tomko, Random Insano. That's a new name, I think. Or Random Insano is probably what that says. Did I? Yeah, I did say that. Turu 2, Dino Collin. Dubez. Ah, that was you, Repnop, that did the Game Boy thing. Still to make Game Boy games instead. That's funny. I actually didn't know there was an MBDev Slack. Dark second if I didn't say that, by the way. By the way, I'm glad you guys are enjoying watching the debugging. I find it really interesting because that's kind of what I thought would be like the most boring stuff, because it's like the same thing every week, but I don't know, it is part of the process, so it's fun to capture. And it's also a little bit more motivating when working with bugs like this over a long period of time to kind of have people that I'm basically hanging out with while doing this. It's kind of how it feels to me, so it's fun. By the way, guys, check out what I got in the mail. So I ordered an Amiga and an MSX recently. And I recently got in the mail a box, brand new, it was in the plastic, of 3.5-inch floppy disks. These things look and smell brand new. The springs on the mechanism, like butter. And they're missing a hole over here because they're double density. Had to share. Thought you guys would appreciate that. G Suberland. How's it going, man? Looks like Drew 2 started a Vectrex emulator. He just whispered at me saying he wasn't sure if he wanted to mention that, but totally mention that. I'm very much happy to share. I think that's awesome. I'm going to follow him for that because that's awesome. Sorry about that. I think I need to add you. Oh yeah, Tubiz, go ahead and whisper me the link. Yeah, I know you're Polynomial. I'm just used to reading the Twitch names. I do that with Daniel Collin too. He's Emoon, but I call him Daniel Collin in the streams or in the chat because that's just what I read. Actually, Tubez, I should add you to the regulars thing. Let me do that really quick. Yeah, so the new strategy that I thought of today, or at least the next step that we could try. So I've basically isolated this one bit that I think is basically enabling or disabling whether or not the audio is processed when this given interrupt fires. And I'm pretty sure the interrupt is either firing before the software is supposed to disable that bit, or it doesn't do that because the CPU is working it incorrectly. I think it's one of those two things that is causing the issue. 1 second here. Too bad you're now regular. You should be able to post links. If not, go ahead and whisper to me. Congrats to her too. So basically what I was thinking of here, I should not play with my keys so close to the microphone. What I'm thinking is that what I want to do is I actually want to build mednafen, get that building locally. And just like what we've been doing with Rush Boy and just printing out whenever that changes and printing out the values. In particular, I want to print out the value of that one specific bit. I want to print that out in our emulator and see what happens as it enters the interrupt, see if anything changes. And then I want to do the exact same thing with mednafen and just see if we can see any obvious differences in relation to that particular bit. I'm guessing we will. I'm guessing that that sound is going to be disabled somehow just based on how we were playing with this. In particular, there's that doo-doo-doo tone thing that happens when it switches screens in a couple cases, where it sounds correct if we hack some stuff, but otherwise it sounds incorrect. I know that that's how the hardware sounds. I actually don't know if it works that well in mednafen, but it'd be worth trying anyway. I actually don't spend enough time, I think, looking at other emulators when working on this, because part of me doesn't want to. I want to try and figure as much out as possible. The other thing I know about mednafen, in particular mednafen as opposed to like MAME, I have looked at the code a bit, especially the CPU code, like when comparing like instruction implementations. And generally, mednafen has what appears to be a really good CPU core, and the rest of it seems to be like good enough. I know that the way that we do timing and the way that they do timing for the video hardware is very similar. But I generally don't really trust MAME that much, to be honest, because just looking at the code, it's a bit sloppy. A lot of the way that like flags are handled doesn't seem to be correct, according to the data sheet and some other details. So I definitely trust mednafen more, so that's the one I want to dig into, and yeah, I guess just get started. First, though, I know I've done some hacks here, so I want to go ahead and try and revert those. But yeah, I mean, the other thing is that, like, I would much rather be able to, if we could figure out what the bug was without having to look at other emulators. Of course, I'm a little more interested. But we've spent enough time now that it's not going to be something obvious. It's going to be something subtle. And then it's kind of dumb not to use other emulators in a way, because it's like, here's work that's already been done. And it's kind of a waste if we don't at least look. I don't know. I don't really want to be much of a purist in that sense, but sometimes I just kind of naturally have those tendencies. Anyway, I think it'll be valuable to just look at that stuff. Oh yeah, there's a Slack thing. I'm just gonna open that in a new tab, and then I'll look into joining that and stuff later. Thanks for that, by the way. Brandon Mancedo says code its documentation too. Absolutely. I mean, the other thing too is that other emulator code may not be correct, even though like it might be as a system more correct, but certain parts of it might be incorrect. So like as a reference, it's not the best always. Some of them are really good though. Like you'll get some really good CPU cores that pop up here and there. Anyway, it's a mixed bag. So lots of reasons why I do and don't want to look at other ones. But for cases like this, especially since I've come up with a way to like isolate one thing and just look at that, I think it'll be really helpful. So let's go ahead and pull up our CLI here. So you'll notice there's no audio. Actually, you won't notice that because my system audio is muted. But there's no audio. And there's also no corruption. And the reason is because when I'm reading the value, I'm masking out this bit. So we'll go ahead and remove that hack. And I think that's actually the only hack that's left in here. I think there's a bunch of printing and stuff, and I don't really care about that. There's our bugs. Good. Cool. So particularly, I do want to still print out the rights to this. And I want to print out the value and this particular bit, if it's set or not. So do I think that was the right bit. Where did my hacks and stuff go? Yeah, 08. Oh, the struggle is real, Repnop. So here's something really cool too. We see here, we start interrupt during decompression. And then this bit gets set. And here we clobber. And then we end the interrupt. I just noticed something really interesting there. This got set from within the interrupt. That might suck. All right, but still, I want to compare this to the other one. Reinvent the wheel, make it perfect. I think we're approaching a pretty good emulator here, but yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to grab mednafen. Mednafen.github.io is what this is. I went to releases here. Actually, this is documentation, I think. But their releases has downloads here. And I'm just going to grab the source. I haven't actually built this ever, so we're just going to kind of figure that out. So, bloop. Going to save this somewhere. Actually, I'll just stick in my downloads and download it there. Unpack it there, rather. Yeah, Colin, how hard can it be? Exactly. So here we have, I thought this was going to be the source, but this is a binary. Wait a sec. Is that the thing I just downloaded? It actually doesn't look like it. You know, I think I unpacked the wrong archive, actually. Or I probably actually opened the wrong folder. That's probably what happened there. after unpacking it. Yeah, that's definitely what happened. Access is denied. That should be fine. Should be. We'll find out. Notes and scripts in the MS Win thing. Okay. We have build mednafen.sh. Kind of stupid that I'm pulling this into the browser, but it's right there. So I'm just going to close this. Hope it's good enough. Yeah, you know, I'm actually just going to try to build this. We're going to pull up MSys and we're just going to try to do this. Bam. And we're just going to do... All right, so already we're off to a bad start. Let's do my W stuff. See if it works in this terminal. Okay, 686 W64. Where's cargo build when you need it? Exactly. Apparently there's a building from source thing on the site. Was that this? I may not have SDL actually. I guess we'll see. I actually don't think they have stuff hosted on GitHub. I think this is all we got, but there's probably additional stuff here that I need to be reading. You know what I'm actually going to try to do? I'm actually just going to try to, just to see if it actually works, just do configure. Just see how far we get here. Because oftentimes with MSys, this stuff just works, which is kind of the idea. And at least it should tell me what's wrong if stuff is wrong. Yeah, building on Windows is not ideal. It's certainly okay with MSys. For varying degrees of okay. I would have done this earlier, but frankly, I tried not to think about this for most of the week. By the way, Sulskogen. Okay, this weekend, I won't be streaming. Because I'll be at a cabin. next Thursday, like a week from today, I will stream. The following Sunday, I will not stream. Because I'll be at Solskogen. And I'm very excited for that. I haven't tried the Linux subsystem. I tried it briefly at Build a couple years ago, but that was it. So I wonder actually, lib snd file Windows. I wonder if I can just find that. Take like this build toolchain thing as well. Buffalo, what the hell's that? Luckily, it points to a directory that isn't in here. So cool. Nice thing about MSys is it has Pac-Man, and a lot of the times there's actually a lot of these packages available, but I never remember how to search. Right, so here we go. Here's lib sound file. So we might actually be able to do this fairly nicely. Although, do I have to do like... specific one? I'll install both just in case. Yeah, I guess Pac-Man's the Arch Linux pack manager, and it's included with MSys, at least MSys 2, which has really, really, really made my Windows development experience a lot nicer. I'll play some more Logicoma music since we're just sitting here waiting. This one's loud. Hold on. Volume adjustments. Yeah, so I'm running with MinGW terminal. Dura 2, I tried the build mednafen thing first. It didn't work. By the way, I totally just missed who followed, so sorry about that. I usually say thanks for that. So thanks to whoever you were, but I just totally missed the notification. Sorry about that. I honestly think that just configure and make is going to work if we get the right libraries. And if we can get those through Pacman, which it looks like libsoundfile and SDL are the ones we need. So this will probably actually work out. Then we might actually be sitting pretty. Just in case, I'm going to install this as well. Oops. The 686 one. It should work, yeah. We'll see. German bass and building. A German bass and downloading packages. What a great combination. Oh, I'm excited to start our streaming music entry for Soul Scorpion. Gonna have that, and then gonna have a demo, or particularly an intro. So that's the compo you'll want to watch for. Oh, cool, Dark Second. Is that the Feed Me one or the Camo and Crooked one? Because I've been recommending those pretty heavily lately. Package building intensifies. Daniel Collins is going to start streaming soon, and he's going to play 2D Metroids, and I want to see that. So you guys should also want to see that. Yeah, the Feed Me EP is really cool. I really like that. So let's just go back here and do configure again. Let's just see where it breaks. Now we know what that PVM monitor was for. I actually subscribed to that search on eBay recently, just starting to watch them. They're actually not terribly expensive. I worry a little bit about shipping them, of course, but I figure it's one of those things that I can watch for several months and then find a good deal eventually. I actually ideally would love to get like 3 of them, like 3 8-inch ones and a rack mount. But it's actually really hard to find the rack mounted ones with RGB inputs. Usually they're just coax. But yeah, old school dev is definitely what I'm most interested in for this. Yeah, so now it's SDL, which is fine, right? Because we can just do this for SDL. And we got a lot of stuff here, SDL 2. And let's just do this. And I'm going to copy this one as well. You can probably install multiple at once, but I can just do 2 separate commands. I don't really care. Yeah, shipping is both expensive and scary for those. But I figure if I keep my eye out, I'll find something that I want to trust. Oh, did I misread that and I wanted SDL 1.2? I'll run configure again and see if I was wrong. Whoops. We need to put out more demos so that this playlist gets longer so you guys don't get sick of these same songs. I think that's a pretty good motivator to do that. Actually, we need to put our last one on that playlist. Need to yell at Hoffman to do that. Hey, Skeleton. Oh, I'm so excited to share the thing that I've been working on with lately. It's a fun demo. Thanks, Tubez. I'm very proud of that demo. Yeah, so it was STL 1.2. Awesome. So is there... Okay, so if I just install the STL one, then I'll get STL2. Nice. I can just do this then. Oh, thanks, Skeleton. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have that stuff set up because I don't have enough followers. Although I think I can do that now as an affiliate, but I need to look up some tax information before I dive into that. Cool. I'll try to keep that in mind. Tube. I may forget, though. I have a feeling this might just work now, which would be awesome. Yeah, usually the -dev stuff is what you want. But from what I can tell, when getting things through Pacman on MSys, the -dev doesn't seem to be listed. I think they're just under different names. But I'm very likely to be wrong about that. I have very little overview of how that stuff actually works and where these packages are hosted from. Yeah, if configure works, I'm going to trust that make will probably work. And since the packages we got from Pacman have satisfied that, it appears, then I'm feeling pretty good about this. And already this little music playlist is going to loop. Okay, so that worked. Make hasn't blown up yet. And there it blew up. Mednafen driver? What a weird place for... Oh, it's... Do we just not have the directory set up here? It's noisy, but at least we can look at all this and be like look for obvious errors. I'm a little bit concerned about this, though, because this means it's basically assuming mednafen, the headers here, are like in my libs. In fact, I would guess that's in... I guess that would be here. should find driver here. So it's looking for this file. So let me look at the make file actually. I'm a bit concerned. Actually, this is what I want to look at right here. So enter this drivers directory here. So we have the include SDL. Have a couple include things here. However, this should have also included this source directory, correct? It's going to find that. It's definitely including the stuff in there, but it should, if it's going to find that file, it needs to include this directory. Or, oh, wait a minute. No, because this was in mednafen source, not mednafen / driver. That's a bit shit, to put it plainly. Oh, the path thing might definitely be a problem, but I don't think it'll be a problem in this case. Yeah, it looks like the search paths for this did not work out properly, because this should not have been... This is clearly wrong. Or like, this is referring to a driver.h in a folder called mednafen. Because even if we add the include file for this directory, then it's still not going to be in the right place, because then this would have to look for source / driver.h rather than mednafen / driver.h. So it would have to move this or something. And that's crap. There's a little make file in here though. And I'm kind of tempted to just try that. Nope, same issue. Right, because here it was doing the same thing probably. You know what I might try, actually? Just to see if it helps anything. Where was the drivers thing? Which file was this? This is main, right? So it entered this. It was in mednafen source drivers here. I doubt install would be what we want, because usually that is going to install it after building it. It's actually here. It's main.h. And here we had mednafen slash driver. Yeah, again, I'm not entirely sure that that lib path is going to be correct because of this mednafen prefix. Because it would have, if that were correct, it would have to look in that directory. Or perhaps that directory. Just to be cheeky. And of course, this it didn't like. Like it would have had to stuff these include files in a directory here that might have been in my maybe that's what it was trying to do. Was let me see. Yeah, the problem is that won't work through to because it's failing on make, so it actually won't get to the make install thing because we did configure we did make the and in that case will actually run until one of those fails. However, it did say navigate to where the source directory was. That may have meant this directory and not the root, which might actually make sense. Probably doesn't. But easy enough to just try something. I'm probably just breaking everything now. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. I think I'm wrong about that. Because it's usually just configure and make like this. And then make install will have installed the build program. So the thing that I'm concerned about here there must have been a lib directory there. Or an include directory, I mean. That would have pointed to... Like, it just had the wrong path. Which is so weird. This is just doing the same thing twice, but you know. It's just so weird that it points to mednafen driver. Honestly, though, I'm not above just changing these files. And I might just do that, to be honest. Because I don't really care about doing this right. I just care about printing the info we need. And I think this might be a faster path. At least I'm going to try. Because... yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So where is... I think it was drivers in here. Had its own main. It should make sense. Yeah, actually, perhaps I could just include all these in the directory. So this is driver H, which would have been here. Seems to be the source directory if this is the right driver that it's pointing to, and I'm guessing it is, because this is just going to have some stuff about this stuff. I think we're doing it, guys. We're doing it. I think it was in my... don't remember which directory this was in. Is it user include? It is. We're just in my user include, we're just going to make a mednafen folder. And we're just going to dump all this crap in there. Which may mean we have to edit this stuff out of that folder. Let's just be cheeky and try it, though. Okay, it didn't like that. Which I'm a bit surprised about. Let me restart this terminal. Yeah, I'd be somewhat interested to see if it also breaks on OS X. And that's going to be annoying, I'll admit. You know what I just realized I should try? I should try running the MinGW 32-bit. Because I believe that's the STL it was asking for. I'll just try it really quick. Yeah, we need to configure now. I have all my windows closed, and there are some loud kids outside. My dev Mac is right there. I'm not Windows only. I'm just Windows most of the time, especially for the streams. But when I'm sitting on the couch, I'm usually on the Mac. Though sometimes I'm on the Blade, which I don't think you can see from here. But it's over there. Like the stuff that I do, I try to keep cross-platform. But the Windows experience is a bit more comfortable for some of that stuff these days. Not in this case, but you know. Not really a problem for me using Rust most of the time. It's gonna be so stupid if this folder called mednafen worked. Okay, I'm kind of glad it didn't. A bit surprised it didn't pick that up from my user include though. That's a bit odd. Yeah, it's got a Logicoma sticker on it, which you probably can't see, but we have some here. We printed these for revision, and we have a few left, and I'll bring them to Skogen. And we are probably gonna make some other swaggy things before then as well, just for fun. This was a bit frustrating. I think this was driver main there as well. This will be cheeky as hell, but I think it'll be fun. Actually, the SDL we need to be there. I think this will be okay. May not actually be that bad to just do this crap. If not, I'll just extract the archive again. So I think, I don't remember how to read this, which order this is in, but I think this included this, included this, included this, which must be the case because we ran main CPP here. So it's going to be get H there. So in here, this guy. Good. Oh, file.h. It's actually here. Stream.h. This guy. This is such crap. But if it gets us to where we need to be, then I'm okay with it. Did I do the wrong one? Oh no, it's including file stream, but it's Q record. Which I hope isn't the Qt I'm thinking of. So now I think it's back in here. Yeah, again, Zagjev, the root folder is not going to be correct because it's a different path. It's looking for mednafen / whatever, but these are mednafen / source / whatever. So regex search replace is probably what I should do, but I'm just gonna keep hacking this. Yeah, I have a feeling that most of those aren't actually going to be hit. And the ones that are, we're kind of going to do at once. probably going to be all right here. Although, if one of you guys wants to give me the grep search replace command, I'd be willing to try that. But admittedly, they're not tools that I use often enough to be comfortable figuring that out on my own. Which is part of the reason I'm doing this the dumb way. Yeah, again, I don't think it's going to be a -L in the make file because they're pointing to the wrong address or the wrong path. So I don't think it's that simple. Unfortunately, it should have been that simple. But unless there's a way to do aliases that way, I guess with symlinks it could have worked. And maybe that's what it tried to do. In fact, now that I think about it, I think there was an error when unpacking the tar file that tried to set some symlinks, and maybe that's what that was about. I've never actually seen tar do that, but it did fail when trying to do that. And that's actually probably what happened here, now that I think about it. Which is makes this really dumb. Maybe I could just set that for a symlink. I wonder if I can actually do symlinks in... I don't know why I didn't put that together. I can just do symlink in MSys2. I think I failed doing this at work the other day. But yeah. Oh, I think it's definitely crap to rely on symlinks. I think that's actually super not okay. But to be honest, I kind of expected crap like this. So okay, what do we do? How do we do this? D. Please tell me how to do this. Mlink. Okay, so we link target. So I guess we do mednafen and then this source directory. Right? Good. I don't have privileges. I'm just a plebe. So let's do that as admin. Yeah, I should probably just re-extract, shouldn't I? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Yeah, Zagjev, so I tried the copy first, and that didn't work either. Because it was, it used the angle brackets, which means it's going to look at my system directories. Or in my, yeah, whatever. We're going to do this. And I'll just recompress this. This is .xz. I'm not sure what that is, but I think I can use I think I can just use 7-zip for the first part. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then if I go in here and untar this, it'll probably work. Oh yeah, I guess tar probably could have done that directly, but this should be okay too, because this was the part that failed. Doing this in 2 steps shouldn't really matter. It says the guy who couldn't build this either. So yeah, I'm gonna tar this guy. I think I actually don't have tar. I think that's what's going wrong here. Pseudo's not going to work here, guys. All right, but I do have tar here now. So I should be able to like XVF this guy. Okay. Whew. Now it didn't complain. So let's just try this. Hey, little like Semtex. My include doesn't have a mednafen folder. I checked that because I put one there earlier and then deleted it because it didn't work. And it shouldn't have one. I'm kind of mad at myself for not realizing that the symlinks failed there. And that's what the problem was. But I did realize eventually. Yeah, maybe this works then. Yeah, I'm hoping that now tar will just have worked, or we're going to be in the same boat we were a few minutes ago. Silent fails are silent and deadly. Yeah, I think I had issues with MSys symlinks at work the other day, but maybe it's okay in this case. Oh, this looks promising. Whew. We're not in the clear yet, but this is getting farther, so. It's at least an improvement over changing all the files. Yeah, I've never actually seen extraction tools or like archives have symlinks. And I don't like that, by the way. I think that's not okay. However, it'll get us to the goal. Once we realize that's what it was. I'm just happy I have brand new floppies. Although I don't have the USB drive or the computers for them yet, but yeah, it'll break on file systems that don't have symlinks. Also, it puts symlinks in on your system, which is something I feel like I didn't ask for. Like, I shouldn't have to have a symlink to build this kind of stuff, I would argue. Especially because this could have just configured the right include directory. So I think that's crap, but you know. Don't copy that floppy. Oh man, what a classic. But I'm not that annoyed by this. I'm annoyed enough to say something, but not enough to not move forward. All I really care about is that we can build it so that we can change it so that we can log the stuff we want to log. And I guess we'll get there, even if it took a symlink. Oh, that's annoying. Random and say no. Yeah, I'd be a lot more annoyed if we didn't have something that worked. Like I'm less annoyed about the symlink than I would have been by just not having it work. I did not do -jx to build a more course. So like, this is why Rust is cool. You don't have to deal with this crap unless you use C bindings. Very true. Particularly the unless you use C bindings part. No, this will cache like the results the first time we build, but it still has to build it all at once, and it's building it all on one core right now, which is okay. You guys will be happy to know the thing I'm working on for Soulskogen, I will be releasing the source to it, except for a couple parts that we can't release. But it just has to do with the note. The thing itself will be open source, and it will use makefiles with no symlinks. And it builds just fine on MSys and on Mac. It is an old school thing. It is an intro. And it has a note. And that's the only clues that I've given out so far. Neon Eye, thanks for the follow. I'm guessing that's the same Neon Eye that I see around Poet. So good to see you here. And I'll totally do a breakdown stream of that thing as well, because I'm really happy with the tech behind it. It is the most technical thing I've done on an old school platform. Well, arguably. I feel like the stuff I did on SNES is, like, the system I built for doing SNES demos is more technical, but the stuff that I actually do with the SNES hardware is less technical than the stuff I'm doing in this case. Today we started a wall of text building on one core. I should actually just, if I do this, we should be fine. Or, oh yeah, JX is the number of jobs. Let's do 6. So to design, I hope it's a C64 as I just bought one. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's likely that it is. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So we're still going to stare at a wall of text, but at least it's multiple cores. C128 for the win. I don't know how I feel about C128. It's supposed to be compatible with the C64, but until I see schematics, I don't trust that. I really do like C64 as a platform, though. It's a fun one. And I'm looking forward to doing some Amiga stuff and some MSX stuff. Whoa. Whoa. I don't know where this built to. Commodore +4. Oh, I feel sorry for you, if that's what you had. How as a kid, hold down the Commodore button on boot, and it's a C64. Nice. Thanks, Rutu. I don't think I'm a genius, though. For this. Okay, it is actually an EXE here. And it just closes. Okay, let's actually just look at how to use this. Using it. Here's the command line. It's annoying because, like, it doesn't do anything. It just dies. Along with my dreams. All right, let's just try to do just see if this works. Woo! Good. All right, it runs fine. Just had to give it a ROM. It's just annoying that it didn't give me any help or anything, and I have no idea what the key map is for this now. So I'm just gonna push every button, because all we really need to know is which button I need to press. Ooh, okay, there's save states. Okay, escape quits. All I need to know is which button do I press to get to the next screen. And it's going to be super stupid if it doesn't have any of the keyboard stuff mounted. Oh, hey, look at that console. Tube. I hope this will be a long episode. Yay, stream chat. Yeah, thanks for the help, guys. Especially pushing me not to just change all those files. Oh, I hate when this thing gets stupid. Press the any key. Oh man, I have one of those dads who has like 2 jokes, and that's totally one of my dad's jokes. It's pretty funny. Is there a key bindings page here? Where is it? Key assignments. Yeah, that would be it. That looks correct. All right, all we care about. Oh, these are like debug commands, which is arguably not as helpful. Here we go. Here's what I'm going to do, actually. I think you have to go like to the specific documentation for that particular platform, if I remember correctly. Although I really should just read what's in front of me. I should actually try if the controller just works. That'd be funny. I have one right here. Although I probably have to configure it. But I'm in the mood to just try stuff rather than read. This thing's dusty. Yeah, I need to configure this. Readings for nerds. Exactly. By the way, this apparently F11 does a hard reset. Okay, that works. For use within the input configuration process. I'll search for that. So it's F2. Press command key to remap now. I just remapped exit to exit. It's like quitting Vim. F3 will detect analog buttons on physical joysticks. Let's try that. Oh. It says it detected the thing. Alt-Shift-1. Configure buttons for emulated device and input port. That's a good idea, actually. All right, let's see if we can do this. Up. Down. Hey, good call. Looks like we're configuring now. Hold on. I need to look at the actual controller for layout. Point your Wiimote at the screen and caw like a crow. That'll help. That's what I need to do. I'm going to map B to B and A to A, even though they're backwards in terms of orientation on these controllers. Rapid B, let's put that on Y. Oh yeah, I forgot the system has 2 D-pads. That looks like the analog sticks will work. Left back. Nice. Hey, we are rolling now. Start another instance of Putty and kill Vim from there. Exactly. This is one of my favorite chat days, you guys. Okay, first of all, what I noticed, I hope this is saved. I'm actually going to do that again, by the way. Because mapping the A and B was actually really jarring, how I did that backwards. Okay. So there, I don't know if you guys are hearing the sound, but it does like that two-tone thing, which is correct. Ba-doop, rather than ba-doo-doop. Ba-doop. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Oh wait, I have my system audio muted. I just sound like an idiot. Here we go. Ba-doop. Right? Rebnob says that's an interesting color scheme. Yeah, so it's just pure red and blue channels is what that is. Whereas mine does red and cyan. That's why they look different. Random Insight, oh yeah, same bug would have been horrible and amazing. I agree, it would have been both of those things. I probably just would have quit. It's right there. So yeah, the bug isn't here, which is a good sign. Alright. The next thing that we have to do is dig into the code and have it start printing the same stuff that we're printing in ours. And hopefully that doesn't suck to do. But it might. So the next step is to just start digging through code. But I have to check something. Because I'm actually somewhat certain that I have something in my calendar for a half an hour from now, which would just suck. Just enjoy the demo mode of this game, because it's lovely. Let's be honest. Yeah, I actually am doing something in a half an hour. But we'll get as far as we can. But yeah, at this point, gotta start digging through code. Well, I mean, at least we got it working. So, like, yeah. At least we're at a point where we can do what we wanted to do. Would have felt a lot worse, at least, if we didn't even get this far. Thing is, I don't really know how any of this code is laid out, except it does seem to separate things based on system here. And then, yeah, for example, this is the virtual boy, I guess. Actually, it looks like we have what we need right here. Memory date, memory 16. That was fast. So in our emulator, yeah, we got another emulator working. So in this one, oh, it was in the interconnect that we had the printing. So first of all, I wanted to print out the value of this particular register, which is right here. Is even commented out printfs here? Oh yeah, there are. Funny. Actually, I hadn't noticed. In fact, there's exactly this. Awesome. Oh, it masks the address that way. That's cute. We can do that. As well have this. Yeah, let's do this. I want it to be the same string. This is also read, so that's not where we want to do this. We want to do the writes. Yeah, here. And this is where I totally forgot how to do this kind of formatting in C++. But luckily there's cppreference.com or c++.com, both of which should have what I need. And I believe it's something like this with some other stuff. Or is it, actually it's this, isn't it? I can't remember where to put those arguments. Oh yeah, I can just look at the code here. Oh, that's funny. We should be able to do this. Oh no, we want the value here, so it'll be this, and then this will be... and then we want a... Actually, we just want the number again. So we can just do like that, actually, because it'll just be the number. Oh, where's the stupid thing? I can't look at my keyboard because it actually has a different layout than the one I actually use. It's just dumb. Anyway. Yep. Make sure this is printf. Oh, is that what you guys said? That's funny. Yeah, I have a Norwegian keyboard here. But I use the American layout these days. Right, so we are getting these, and now I should be able to rebuild this. My input's crazy, but this should actually work. Oh yeah, we don't have value, because of course that's a different thing. So this is going to be V. And this one up here. No, that was the one up there. Yeah, the alt graphic thing is where all the programming stuff is on the Norwegian keyboard. It's terrible, which is why I use the US one again. It concerns me that I'm not seeing any output. By the way. Yeah, it's the bookmark keyboard. Oh yeah, DarkSide pointed out the V instead of value thing. But why didn't I get this? Does it reroute this output? It better not. That would be not helpful. Yeah, good point. Probably don't use that. Yeah, SDL is probably getting my SCD out here. Ah, so actually, if SDL1 just dumps to the file, then we might be all right. How's it going, server? Okay. I think it ended up in this folder. And then the... Oh, where's that output? Good, I'm not seeing it. Annoying. So I just checked the folder that the binary's in, and I checked the folder that I ran it from, and neither one has it, which is good. Apparently there's an SDL console FAQ. All right, I'm going to find the SDL init thing here. And we're just going to work around this. I hope that wasn't case sensitive. Yeah, I should be able to write files in the directory. Just in case, I'm going to do this. Init. Although, I'm fairly certain this is going to be in here, perhaps. No, maybe driver. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about that. But if we just get SDL in it here. Oh. Nope, that wasn't it. Good. Here's another one. All right, so this is main, which is a good sign. At some point, we should just be able to do F reopen, to be honest. So here it says now the fun begins. And if this is where it's actually going to set everything up to do the emulation, I think our best place to do this is right here. Just try that. Nope. That wasn't it. Yeah, that didn't compile crap, did it? Oh, there's a MDFN thing in there. Let's get rid of these just in case. Saltix the Gall, thanks for the follow. I wonder why that didn't build. Wonder if this is a different main or something. Driver's main? Shouldn't be. Would have expected that that's where this would have started. Although, here's driver's SDL. Perhaps that matters. 60 AL device. I definitely saved the file. Let's see if anything changes if I change this file. No, that didn't build either. I could recompile SDL to not do the SCDIO redirect. But that seems like a bit of a long-winded way to get around this. Yeah, we could try that environment variable. Although I don't think it'll build again, but we could actually let's do a make clean. And we'll just rebuild it with that environment variable gone. Or with that environment variable set. I think we can just do this make. Was it dash x6 or whatever? J6, yeah, for the jobs. Oh yeah, of course. You don't need that typically if it's just going to be an environment variable. Whoops. That was a dumb mistake. Arguably, yeah. We would have to rebuild it to get our debug output anyway, but yeah. That's totally not what I was thinking and why I did that. Although I should act smart, pretend that it was. But it is weird that it didn't rebuild anything. And quite concerning because yeah. Server says subconsciously you were thinking it. I'll accept that. I'll accept that you said that. But I won't say that. But if we get to a point where we can actually see this debug output and we see anything that might be so interesting, although we probably won't be able to pick out the individual values very well because like in mine I'm also printing when it enters and exits that interrupt. And I'm not doing that here. But so we probably won't be able to find anything interesting, but at least if we're able to do this, then we're going to be well set up for next time. For actually looking at the values here. But I do have to go in about 8 minutes. So we'll see. Yeah, the Mega Man X2 race was at like 4 in the morning yesterday. Or today. Will be awesome on the VODs. Alright, so now this will call make again, that's fine. Not gonna do anything. And we don't get our debug output. That's pretty crap. Oh yeah, wait. I know why. I know why we don't get our debug output. Because we need to set this environment variable. That might actually hold up. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so at least we have output now, but we're not getting the right output. Or it's just not hitting that address, but I don't think that's going to be the case. It should be hitting that. Although, what is this using to print here? Like if we search build information, that's probably in main. What is this used to print? the mednafen printf thing, which arguably should have been what these comments were using, but it wasn't. Let's just try to do this. Again, we probably won't rebuild, so this might be crap, but... Oh, okay, there it rebuilt. I wonder what the issue was before. Very strange. Still not getting that output. Whoops, forgot to rebuild. Yeah, not sure why we're not getting the printing here. Not sure why that is. Maybe it's not using this function to do the memory reads and writes. Or, I mean, it could be a number of things, but I guess we have to look into that next time. It could do a compiler here. Yeah, okay, so that did fail. So it is rebuilding. But not getting the output. I mean, it could be that that printf macro is not working, but then this stuff shouldn't show up. I'm not really sure. But for now, I'm gonna head out. At least we got this building, which means we can start messing with it and start off next week by being able to, right off the bat, just get into this and start seeing if we can print from our emulator, print from this emulator, and see if we can get stuff that doesn't line up in a more or less obvious way, and try to use that to find clues. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Anyway, thanks guys for hanging out, and I will see you on not Sunday, but Thursday. So, see you guys.